Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. I'm in Huntington Beach, California, outside the Huntington Beach Library. It was just some beautiful spot, and I was going to walk through the secret garden, but they're redoing that right now, so we're going to walk around the lake and see the birds and the trees and stuff like that. But got something cool today. It's all Elon's fault, guys. Everything is Elon's fault. Remember that. So before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, My Patriot Supply, which I will talk about a little bit later. But let's get right into it. There's an article that caught my eye that I thought was insane, and I think you're going to feel the same way. And it was out of the Financial Times, which is usually pretty accurate. But this was like, hey, you know, Elon Musk didn't pay his rent, and this is contributing to the demise of commercial real estate. Basically, when you read this article, it's like it's Elon's fault that commercial real estate is in the tank right now. Okay? Well, okay. No. Okay? So, you know what's weird? It's got to be weird being the richest man in the world and people just piss on you all the time. It has to be. Because this guy just gets it from every direction. And this is the perfect example. Think about this. Okay? He moved into the Twitter building. The rent was too high. They refused to negotiate with him. The building is owned by somebody named Capital Partners. Capital Partners is huge with Goldman Sachs. They've borrowed $1.7 billion from Goldman Sachs, they said Goldman Sachs invested in their properties. Okay, let's get that right. In the last couple years. So they're a big real estate company. And one thing that Elon knew and realized very early on was that if you just stop paying rent, it would bring them to the negotiation table because you're the world's richest man and you don't have to pay rent. Okay? It's that simple. So think about this. A couple stats that I got putting this video together. Do you know that before 2008, Elon Musk or Goldman Sachs was not a regulated bank? With the too big to fail shenanigans of 2008, Goldman Sachs got granted the authority to be a regulated financial institution at that time. Who knew? So now they're a full-fledged bank, Goldman Sachs is, and it was granted with a magic wand by Henry Paulson and Tim Geithner. Here you guys go. Regulation, kaboom. Now, Goldman Sachs has, real estate loans that are outstanding of $128 billion. Now, you can sit there and say that's a lot, it's not a lot, but give you an idea of where it's at. 10 years ago, they had $3 billion in loans. So now they're huge in commercial real estate right now, and they're saying, hey, it's only like, 20% of the whole company, so don't make it a big deal. And when you read the article below, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. But Elon Musk not paying rent on, by the way, one building, okay? One building has caused all this. So it's ridiculous. There is such a glut of real estate that is available. Let's use San Francisco because that's where Elon's at right now. There are people that make TikToks, which are those quick little short videos that basically 1 minute to 3 minutes long. And there's people that walk through San Francisco and say, look, every other location is closed. And they're not paying rent, clearly, on those locations that are out of business. But no one's shopping there in San Francisco because of crime. It's such a problem, and it's a disaster in San Francisco. So you can't get workers. Okay? You don't have customers for a myriad of reasons. First one, people don't have extra money to buy certain things. So you have major retailers like Nordstrom's leave, Whole Foods, the TJ Maxx, the shoe stores. There's a list of people below that all left San Francisco. And, T-Mobile, okay? I mean, I could go on. I could keep thinking of these companies. The point is that no one's spending the money there. And then you add the trifecta of everything, and that is that it's unsafe. Crime is rampant and out of control that you don't want to get robbed on your way to work. You want to talk about remote working? Yeah, I don't want to get robbed on the way driving to San Francisco right now. That's enough for anybody not to want to go into work. And I understand that. Don't get me wrong, guys, about the remote working thing. I'm not against it. What I'm against is laziness. I'm against people not getting their job done. I'm against excuses. I hate that in life. I hate it with business. I hate it with people that work for me, people I work with. Man, you work with Dan, you better follow through, okay? Because Dan does. Dan's going to be working till 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's how he does it, okay? So think about the 65% of Goldman Sachs commercial real estate loans are considered junk status. Oh, okay. That's a promising portfolio. These are people that don't have the best of credit that are borrowing money for commercial real estate through Goldman Sachs for their real estate portfolio. But again, it's Elon's fault that the commercial real estate market is in the condition that it's in. Okay? You have over 30,000 retail workers that left the city of New York City since 2020. Since 2020. Now, you can blame COVID, you can blame all that stuff, but they're not going back, guys. And again, you can't do retail sales remotely. Can't make a sandwich remotely. Okay, it just doesn't work, guys. Can't make your coffee remotely. Does not work. So this is a problem that nobody wants to look at, that nobody wants to accept that, hey, yeah, maybe it is bad. Okay? It's horrible right now. All these places with crime, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York City, all these high-end cities that are expensive, that rents are through the roof, and then you get the, legacy landlords that the families own. My grandfather owned this building. We're not going to lower the rent. Okay, enjoy it. They have money, so there are lots and lots of rich people that own that real estate right now. And then you've got people like Capital that are borrowing money to buy more properties and to stake their claim and make more money. But then you get someone like Elon Musk that doesn't pay their rent, and that's the end all to be all. But this is it, guys. The commercial real estate canary in the coal mine is going to hit this summer. You're going to see it. And you're going to see more and more people do this. Hey, if we don't pay our rent, they have to come to, yeah, they're going to sue you because they're suing Elon Musk. He was in default. Stopped paying rent in November. He was in default in February. They sued him. And now he's, okay, you guys to sue us. We'll answer the lawsuit. And, we'll get 30 days to answer. And then we'll respond. And then, he'll just drag it out. I mean, that's what he's got lawyers for. I'd rather pay the lawyers than pay my rent. That's what he said. So there's that. What is going to bring more people back to the office? That's the question for you guys. What is it? What's going to do it? Okay? It's going to take more business right now. Here in Orange County, California, I am amazed because, hey, that guy, he walks around and he'll walk in front of our restaurant. Invite him to the opening. There are businesses opening. People are opening restaurants right now. Man, oh man. God bless you guys. I really do feel for you. I hope it works out. I hope that there are customers to go to your different restaurants throughout the county that I've been invited to. But man, oh man, oh man, what a difficult business to be in right now. Really, seriously. So there's that. Subway, the sandwich shop, says that they have 1,000 dilapidated franchisees that they're threatening to sue if they don't clean up their act and remodel the stores. Here's the problem with the remodeling of the stores. How much do you think it costs for them to remodel the stores to Subway's new standards? What do you think it's going to cost the average franchisees out of their own pocket? Okay? I won't make you wait long. $100,000. Okay? Well, you're selling sandwiches from a place that has dropped in favor over the last few years for the tuna debacle, that Jared degenerate, and everything else that's happened with Subway. And hey, you need to spend $100,000 to bring your location up to our standards. I'm telling you guys, when you look at the franchise method, a lot of people have made a lot of money with this, but why is it that you have multiple franchisees that are going bankrupt right now in a myriad of things, from retail establishments to beauty to food to everything to Subways? Quiznos, remember that place that you don't hear of anymore? Okay, it's one of the fastest growing companies in the world, and then they just went down for the count. Okay, so People don't want to spend the money right now. Commercial real estate is in huge trouble. You've got $1.5 billion worth of loans that's going to come due in the next 18 months. And think, oh, they'll just refinance it. I get realtors writing me and telling me that. Really? Really? So you don't think anybody's going to look at a balance sheet? Anybody's going to look at the number of tenants you have in your building, your current financial situation? They're just going to let you rewrite a loan whether you've been paying or not. You're kidding yourself. You're lying to yourself if you think that. Everything right now is about being streamlined, people. Cutting back, not spending money, frugality, not having a dime wasted right now. That's what you can do for yourself, for your family, for everything. Elon Musk, frugality. Hey, listen, Twitter advertising is down 59% since he took over. He doesn't care right now. You understand? Does not care. He's going to eventually turn this thing around with his plan that he's doing with the video sites and with everything that's going to happen. There's a long-term plan. It's not 6 weeks. It's a long-term plan. So very interesting where this is going. It's kind of pretty back here too. So it's kind of a deliverance feel. You know what I mean? I could really be in trouble back here if some guy shows up with a banjo right about now. You know, anyways, you know. So, you know what I mean? You get that feel when you look at this direction. Hey, what's your name? Anyways. There's another building that I want to talk about in San Francisco. It's called the Millennium Tower. This tower is leaning, okay? It's a multi-million-dollar condo project that in 2016 they realized that the land below the condo tower was shifting. Now think about this, guys. The tower is multiple stories. It's like 30 stories tall. It's tilting 29 inches right now. The condos in there were valued at $5 million at one point. Now they're not valued at lunch money. You could get a Subway sandwich for more money than what one of those condos are worth. Oh, that's terrible, Dan. Someone would buy these places. You'd have to be an idiot to buy one of those places in earthquake zone California. So they're trying to shore it up, but think about this. It's leaning 29 inches. That's over 2 feet, guys. That's crazy. And they thought they had it stabilized, but guess what? In the last 6 months, it moved another inch. An inch, okay? Maybe it'll fall. Who knows, okay? So, share your thoughts on this stuff so far, guys. And again, the entire commercial real estate debacle is Elon's fault. So, let's blame Elon. Let's talk about our sponsor, My Patriot Supply. You know, we have heard so much lately about food shortages and how you need to be prepared. One thing that you can do for yourself and for your family is you can have emergency food, and the best place to do that is My Patriot Supply. They have a tremendous deal that as a subscriber to iAllegedly, the more you buy, the more discounts you get. But if you buy a 3-month supply, they will give you a free water filtration system. Go to foodwithdan.com. The food is amazing. They sent me out food. I've bought it. It's fantastic. It tastes great, but it will last 25 years, guys. And if there's ever an emergency, if there's ever a run at the market, you don't want to be caught up in that. You want to have safety and security for your family. What's your security worth? Food preparation is one thing. They've got everything from different products there to different water filtration devices, different food, myriad of levels based on your family size, whether you're one person or an entire family. But look at foodwithdan.com. Check out My Patriot Supply today because the food tastes great, the quality is amazing, but the discounts that I worked out for you guys are the best part. So take a look at it today. Use the link below. It's funny, CNN is in the news lately, and channels like this talking about them will have a larger audience than what CNN garners on an average day. But there's a man named John Castamadis who said he'd like to buy CNN, and he'd work there for $1. And Mr. Castamadis is a billionaire who is a very well-known supermarket mogul, and he's got the dough. He could do it. But he's like, yeah, I want to make changes. So I'm going to make a recommendation for Mr. Castamadis where I would work at CNN for a guy like that. Get the economic ninja to do real estate reports, financial prepper, and Stacy, his wife, talking about gold. Bring Patera from Appalachia's Homestead in to talk about prepping and getting ready for everything right now. It'd be awesome, man. We got those ratings up there where they're supposed to be. Get Johnny Bravo in to talk about his hair and fashion. Okay, so gotta bring him in for something. But anyways, it's kind of funny because CNN's a mess, guys. And where this started was Don Lemon said, I would not go back to work there now that Don Lick or whatever his name is gone. And I still wouldn't go back to work there. You got fired, dude. I don't think they want you back, but that's just me. So it's kind of funny and kind of entertaining that this is where that's at right now. So share your thoughts on that stuff. There was a story sent to me that I thought, this is weird. Why is this a big deal? There's a couple out of Texas, Erica and Cody Archie, who are farmers, and their daughter Kylie graduated high school, and they said, hey, if you're going to stay living here, you got to pay rent of $200 a month. And this made national news. Okay, is this fair that they did this to Kylie? Did it to Kylie. Oh, by the way, Kylie, if you want to eat our food in the refrigerator, so, food coupons for free in the Archie house, that's another $100 a month. So it's $300 a month. Guys, I paid rent with mom, okay, after I graduated high school. That was the deal, okay? And, it was just what we worked out. My brothers paid rent to my mother at a certain age. And then I did too. What is wrong with this? Who thinks that there's anything wrong with the Archies doing this? When I got sick of my mother, when I was, I think, 20, no, a little younger, about 19, Grandma said, hey, you can come live here, but I'm going to have the same rule. It's $25 a week, okay? Okay, Grandma, I'll come live there. The only difference was Grandma cooked every day, and it was heaven. It was Grandma's house. You know what I mean? It was insane, okay? I'm leaving, Mom. I'm going to Grandma's. $25 a week is the best deal ever. Do you need me to pack you a sandwich? Yes. That would be delightful. Ooh, what's for lunch? The enchiladas you made last night? Think you got something to go? Yeah, I got some Tupperware, honey. I'll put it in that. Okay? So, Grandma was awesome. Plus, you guys like the shirt? Look, it's pineapples. Okay? I just cannot wait for the responses and have you people tell me, do you know what pineapple means, Dan? Okay. Okay? So, pineapple shirt, guys. Isn't that awesome? Pineapple. Okay? I was thinking and talking to my cousin the other day about my high school guidance counselor and how we had to take a mental acuity test when we were in high school. And mine said that when I took it that I could become a bricklayer is what my test said I could do. That's the best I could do. And the joke is on Mr. Sherman because I became a pipe layer as I was an adult and laid a lot of pipe in my day. Okay, so the joke's on him. Bricklayer. Anyways, I always got a kick of those. I bet they don't even do that anymore. I bet that would be traumatizing. Hey, listen, you're not the sharpest tool. You're going to be a mason, brick mason. Okay. So, share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. Let me know what you think about the shirt. Let me know the hidden meaning behind it, because I'm sure somebody will, do you know what that means? Okay. Share your thoughts, guys. With the sign of the times right now, here is a disturbing trend that's coming out right now. This started with a FedEx worker who was talking about how his FedEx truck is so dilapidated and so in need of repairs that the transmission's bad, that the brakes are bad, and that at one point he was worried about how he was going to stop the van, and he was worried that he was going to crash the car, but they were like, hey, continue with your route. Finally the transmission went out to where he would put his foot in the gas, put the van into gear, and it wouldn't go anywhere. So then they, sent another truck out to him and said, you got to unload the packages and put them from this truck to this truck. No help, nothing. This is the disturbing trend. Companies, even the size of FedEx, are letting things go as long as they can. Why are they putting off maintenance? Okay, now some of these are third, they've got contract carriers that have FedEx routes, But these people generally make a ton of money when business is good. When people are shipping packages, these people that own these private FedEx routes make a killing. Not anymore. I know a nurse who works for a large medical company, and her equipment is so dilapidated. Things like treadmills and different heart tests, monitors. Hey, tape it back together again, and let's get this test done and make sure you get the billing out on time. It is maddening. Finally, she said, this is not going to work. This thing is broken, and demanded that she, put it in writing, that they get new equipment, and we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. By the way, the company is making money hand over fist. It's not like they're not booked up galore. This is the person that they have, they had come in 2 hours earlier because of the demand with patients. So they're not hurting. They're billing everybody, and you and I are paying it in our insurance premiums every month. People at the Anaheim Convention Center want to have a minimum wage of $25 a person. Now, you can sit there and say, oh, good for them. That's great. The only problem with that is that I could never have one of my conferences at the Anaheim Convention Center because of the expense. It was too expensive. And you can say, well, you're just cheap, Dan. You should have stepped up and paid more to have that building and have the security and have the workers and have everything. Sure. And then my tickets would have gone from $350 a piece to $3,000 a piece. It's insane, because you can't overcharge people to the moon by just raising a minimum wage to $25 an hour. Now, I understand these people are not getting the best gig, but Anaheim, California, this is right near Disneyland, guys. It's in Hotel Row. It's in a beautiful area. It's surrounded by restaurants. They have an event, and they get literally 25 food trucks that show up there. It is a very entertaining, great place to partake in an event. But these workers, they need more money. Now, here's the flip side of this that's insane, is that the local hotel workers, they just voted to go on strike on Friday of last week. Okay, good for them. No, the problem with it is they want to have the strike 4th of July weekend, and all these people are going to be traveling from around the world to come to Anaheim, California, and that most likely you're not going to have somebody to make your bed, to even work the front desk right now. They're going to fight everything tooth and nail as I stomp through the mud for you guys. So I understand the idea of having a union, the idea of having workers' rights, but man, oh man, oh man, I just think that there's a better way to do all this stuff. I really do. And I think that you've got to pay people a fair wage right now, but you have to understand that there are certain sectors of the economy that if you charge more, it just makes things so unaffordable. When you rent a building, okay, let me give you guys a little meeting 101. You sit there, let's say it's a restaurant and they have a building to the side of it. Well, guys like me can sit there and negotiate, hey, listen, we won't bring any outside food in. We'll buy everything from you guys. I want that room for free, and I want the music shut off during my mixer. I want this, this, and this, and we'll pass out any coupons, anything you guys want. Okay, we'll do that. Now, you could get that very inexpensively on up, depending on parking and things like that. Now, if you go to, certain law firms and places like that that have big conference rooms, it's great. Oh, Dan, have your mixer at our law firm. Okay, parking there's $24, guys. So the average person can't afford that. You don't want to have them pay that. It's more expensive than going to the baseball game. So it gets more expensive. Now, when you go to a convention center, you've got to have security. You just can't rent a building and have them flip the lights on for you. Most of those are union halls, so if you want things carried in, you've got to have a union worker there that gets paid X amount of money an hour plus a minimum and things like that. That's what you're experiencing with the Anaheim Convention Center. So it's going to make things more expensive, and it's going to make things move to different locations. So I've seen this time and again. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I just think that, people are going to price themselves out of things. It's like the subway talk. I mean, to sit there and say, you guys have to make these improvements, or we're going to pull your franchise from, so think about this. All the signage, everything that says anything to do with Subway would have to be taken down, and then they would sue the people for not following through with the franchise agreement, because at some place it says you're responsible for repairs, maintenance, upkeep, la 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 la, all that stuff. So let me know what you guys think about this. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. What is the most dangerous national park in our country? I don't know. The answer, Grand Canyon. More than 1,000 missing people since 2018. 45 deaths, that have been attributed to the Grand Canyon. Look closer, Dan. No, Dan, lean forward. Get a closer look. Okay? Anyways, very dangerous park. There's a great story below there. Food insecurities have gotten worse, guys. Our food banks here in Southern California are, completely overwhelmed with people that need help right now. And this is the wrong time of the year for it, guys. It's not normal that right before summer and late spring that you have people that are hurting for food and having food insecurity. I hate these words that are made up. These people are just hungry, guys, and it's awful that families have to go through this as school just lets out and summer starts. Awful. Okay, do what you can do to help people like that. People like Fran Glover and Joseph Dreamhouse, which I owe Fran a phone call to. But Joseph Dreamhouse is our, food bank of choice that we have helped quite a bit over the last couple years. Final story, and this is unbelievable. All this talk about crime lately. There was a man who was 49 years old on his honeymoon with his wife, body surfing in Hawaii on Oahu, Electric Beach. The guy comes up to shore unresponsive. So wife says, help me. People start trying to do CPR on the guy. And thieves, as they're doing the CPR on him, stole her backpack, the keys to the rental car, their IDs, their money, everything. There's a place in hell for those people, okay? But that is awful, guys. Going through the trauma of watching someone die and then realizing, wait, where's my car? No, they stole the car. Isn't that horrible? But that is where we're at right now. So people were opportunistic enough that people were diverted during a crisis of saving a man's life, and that's what they did. They stole from him. So be ready, be leery, be watchful, be helpful, be kind to one another out there, guys. If you want to get a hold of me, hello at iAllegedly.com. We're going to release the winners for Christmas in May. They will be released late this week. Make sure you sign up for the email address below. And guys, take a look at My Patriot Supply by going to foodwithdan.com. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys soon. And please let me know what you think about pineapple. Okay? And again, my high school guidance counselor was a complete tool. And I did much better than he thought I would.